Welcome, in front of me is an LG V40 ThinQ, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks that I can do on this device. So to get started, we're gonna begin with one that I personally really like, which is the hiding password. And as you normally know, when you're typing, for instance, a password to Wi-Fi as an example, or any kind of other password, step on OK. You can see that there's always a latest letter that I have pressed visible, and in my opinion that is kind of a security risk, which I personally don't really like. So you have the option to make it invisible, so basically immediately it appears as a dot and it's not visible at all. So to do it, we'll go into the settings, and then let's go into the general, and from there lock screen and security, I think it is. So where is it? Oh, it's right at the top. It's right here. Let's scroll down, and there it is. So make password visible. You want to just simply disable that. And now if we go back into typing in a password right here, you can see that there is no letter visible at all. So in my opinion, this is way better. At least if someone is speaking over your shoulder, they will have a way harder time of getting your password. So yeah. Now moving on, we're gonna go into the Capture Plus with 2 times volume up, which is, let's see, not sure if, yeah, it looks like the device needs to be locked for this. So get this. Now disregard whatever that is. I checked this out before, but it's basically as you can see, a quick notepad without actually the stylus that you can launch whenever your device is locked. So from here you can choose pencils, just text or stuff like that, and it allows you to easily access it when the device is locked by just double pressing volume up like so. So fairly nice in my opinion. Just if you want to write something down really quickly, for instance, someone tells you to write down the number, you can then just quickly start writing it down without like any need of looking for some kind of pen, pencil, whatever, and paper, or just trying to put it in somewhere on your device. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna go into the pinning up feature, which simply allows you to pin an app so it doesn't get closed once you clear all. So for instance, I can pin settings, and then when I tap on clear all, you can see that settings stayed, and it will stay. So this is probably way better function for like music. So if you have some kind of music streaming app, you want to pin it, and then whenever you're clearing all the mess of apps that you probably have open like everyone else, and you forget that, well, the music app is still somewhere in between, it will not close it, and your music will then continue to play. So it's a fairly nice way of just not getting your apps closed when you're using them without actually like thinking about the fact that you're still actually using it. Now another thing that I wanted to show is also, I guess, alongside of like listening to music and stuff like that, but it's more associated with the YouTube and also split screening. So normally, as you know, when you open up YouTube, you are basically forced to have it open, because if you try to close it, it will pause whatever you are listening to. Or you get to pay the monthly subscription, which is complete bollocks. So yeah, so you have an option to kind of make it run in the background, maybe not necessarily fully, but this would be just possible on most devices. So when you go into recent, as you can see, once you open YouTube, for instance, and go into recent, you have this button right there, and it opens it up in split view. Now it gives you a little introduction to this, so let's just tap on next and done. And here you would see normally recent apps if you have any, but well, we just cleared them. So you can tap on home button as well, and you can see that it minimizes it like so, and just gives you access to your home screen where you have all your apps. So from here I can launch Chrome as an example, as long as I actually have internet. So let me actually enable one. Right here, I'm gonna put in a password really quickly. So there we go, now I'm connected. And unfortunately it closes it when you leave it like so. So let's go back, enable it, and then Chrome. I'm also gonna mute it. Let's see, here we go. So from here, no thanks, we're not interested in subscriptions and stuff like that. You can see you have all the videos, so I can turn on anything. Just resize this. Can I think even resize it further or not? Okay, so skip that, and you can see that right now it's playing, right? And I can actually continue to use Google as I would normally do. So I can search for stuff, as you can see, and the video continues to play. And this also works for music, so you can listen to music while using this. It's not the best way of having, I guess, idle way of listening to YouTube, but still better than being strictly forced to the app itself. And you can also see that it's continuing to play while I still have access to home screen now, and I can open other apps. Now there's one little drawback. Not all the apps are compatible with split screen, so there's some that will not be, and when they're not, they will close the app that is in split screen and just go into full screen. So I think one of them might be actually phone app, so let's see. No, phone app seems to be okay. Messages also suggest that, there we go. So camera goes into full view, and as you can see, it closes the app itself before. So that is another one that I want to show. And now moving on, we're gonna go into the gesture navigation, which is the one that is on the Google side. Now the Google side is the one button in the middle and then just a back button on the side. If the device gets an update to Android 10, it will actually have a full gesture navigation with similar to iOS. So like the Apple has the bar, but at the moment it's just the pill with like back button. And to enable it, you go into settings, then display. And from here, let's go into, where is it? Home touch buttons, there we go. I have the gestures and buttons right here, and it changes it to this. So you get a brief animation of how it works. Swipe up to close it, swipe and hold to go into recent apps. Then this is just your back button, and you can also switch between apps by sliding it back and forth like so, as you can see. Now, like I said, this is the back button. Okay, so press is the home button and swipe up is the recent. So like so. You can get a brief idea. Okay. So it's again a preference if you like this or not. Now this would conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to show, and if you found any of them helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.